Hi, for those of you who don't know me, this is Greg Johnston. I'm an occupational therapist, and in the last few weeks, I've had the opportunity to talk with many of you about your child's needs regarding occupational therapy. And I just want to give you this message as an encouragement. One of the things that has been really great in spite of all that's going on is that I've really had more time to focus on planning and thinking about how to provide better services for your children. I've also had an opportunity to talk to many of you, and that has been a wonderful thing. What I want to do is just encourage you in in giving your children the opportunities to do the things that they need to do to continue to develop. As an occupational therapist, one of the things that I like to do with my students is get them on the ground and get them playing and crawling around, developing some upper body strength, some trunk strength. It doesn't always have to be it doesn't always have to seem like exercise. It can be play as long as they're getting in the right positions. So I would encourage you to take advantage of some of the resources that I've been sending out, and I would also encourage you just to give your children a chance to play games and to roll around on the floor and do a lot of those different things. It will matter in ways that are not always tangible. But if you think about this, there was a study that was done a while back. I wish I had the information on me, but maybe I'll find it and send that out to you guys. But the study showed that children from, I don't know, something like 20, 30 years ago had much stronger grip strength than the children of today do. And I can't remember if the article goes into explanation as to why, but if you just think about your own childhood and you think about the ways that you played versus the way children play today, you can see that there are opportunities that kids just don't have today because of concerns about safety and taking risks that frankly were just not on our radars back in those days. So what we want to do is, of course, we don't want our children to rush out and do unsafe things. What we want them to do is to explore and to get opportunities. So, things like rolling down a hill or climbing a tree or things like that you just don't see kids doing these days. That was just a normal part of our lives. Of course, unfortunately, there were kids who fell out of trees and broke arms and things like that. So you always got to be careful. You don't want kids to do things that will put them at risk. But the point being, getting on the ground, rolling around, trying different things. All those things build physical strength. They also build coordination. A big thing that I focus on with my students, even if we're just working on handwriting, I will work on motor planning skills, giving students activities to do that are not normal things they might do in a day. I might create obstacles for them to climb over, or even with like fine motor activities, give them something unusual to do that they may not normally do, just to practice trying something new, trying to develop a new motor skill. So I just wanted to send this message out to say that just you want to encourage your kids to play. Don't let them just sit and watch TV or play video games all day. I'm not against those things. I think they have value, but sometimes you got to shut them off so that your kids can physically get the exercise they need. It's good not only for their physical development, it's good for their mental health. physical exertion is shown in study after study to reduce anxiety, to reduce stress. So there are a lot of different reasons to have your kids doing physical activities. And for those who don't have great motor control, or maybe very limited due to a medical condition, I would say that cautiously you still want to get them on the floor and get them rolling around with the proper amount of facilitation. Of course, the hands-on work that a therapist does is really something, unless you've been trained by a therapist, is something you want to let them handle. But you certainly can do a variety of activities, just from the things that if you have a child in a wheelchair, for instance, you get them out of the chair, you get them on the ground, you put them in bed, you help roll them over and that kind of thing. But you want to encourage them to do as much physically as they can. Again, keeping in mind that you don't want to do something that puts them at risk, and something that's going to get them hurt. And you want to think about this too. While it's great to do new novel physical activities, you don't want the challenge to be so great that it's overwhelming to a child who hasn't done much of anything. So you kind of want to start off easy and take your time with it, but don't be afraid to let your kids get on the ground and do some activities. I also want you to be aware of some of the resources I sent out, the videos that are very simple gross motor exercises that I've borrowed from the Ready Bodies Learning Minds program, which I love and would encourage you to look at. Some of those activities, I've got instructional videos for you to check out on those. I would encourage you to let your kids do those. Let them explore those things. There's simple things like being on their hands and knees and rocking back and forth. Just a variety of different activities. Walking on their hands and their feet together instead of just on their hands and knees. Just examples of a few things. Rolling is one of the things that is very, very good exercise for kids to do. And what your kids will do is they'll develop some trunk strength. They'll develop shoulder strength as they are preparing to do things with their hands, and it'll give them a more stable base for doing those things, which is why we want to do them. So I would encourage you just to give your kids those opportunities. Encourage them. Turn off the TV. Get on the ground. I'm not above getting on the ground and playing with my kids who are older now, but if that's what it takes, get on the ground with your kids and do it. When you think about doing something like playing with Legos or a puzzle or something like that, it changes the activity in a physical way if you do it on the ground versus sitting at a table and doing it. So encourage you to let them get on the ground and do some of those things. And I guess that's it for now. Press on, stay safe, and take care of yourselves. I hope to see you guys soon.